8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another Sunday Night Live with the Gastlecast, and we've got a lot to talk about tonight. In terms of not only the Reckless Ben situation, which we've been covering this weekend, we sort of went away for a con, and now we're back, and we're trying to play catch up by watching all sorts of videos, and so most recently, some new information, or actually somebody posted something on Facebook, which is the former CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, and he is very, 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 very angry at YouTubers, is what it sounds like. He's not happy with YouTubers or those who are online talking about what is going on with Bricks and Minifigs and Reckless Ben.
He's also upset with his kids?
Well, it's weird. It's a very strange situation, and I am always just so puzzled by everything that happens with this whole story. The whole story really throws me with the various things that do happen. And of course, in the original story with Reckless Ben, it was a lot of winding around, like roller coaster kind of stuff. And it feels like it's consistently going that way. Yeah. And I'm assuming only that this has to do with those who are running Bricks and Minifigs now and formerly, because it's a complete nightmare what's happening here.
It's wild.
And so this guy isn't happy. So we're going to talk about his post, which can be found on Facebook, and we'll go to that. In addition to that, we have some big news for Mischief Toys fans about the Coven of Mischief. We'll cover that as well, which I think a lot of you are going to be super happy about.
We have some stuff to show you.
We have things to show because, Heather, when is our sign up for the Coven of Mischief?
So the Coven of Mischief initiation and or re-ups happen this coming Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's the 19th. And if you have never signed up for the Coven of Mischief before, now is your chance. Or if it's time for you to re-up, now is also your chance. So if you go into your account on MISCHIEFtoys.com as a current Coven member, it will tell you like when your time is to reinitiate, like when you were initiated. So if you re-upped last June or prior to that, you'll want to get your membership renewed now.
Exactly. And for those who are unaware of what the Coven of Mischief is, maybe those who are new here or new watching the Gastlecast, new into Mischief Toys, the Coven of Mischief is it's like our secret society within the Mischief Toys brand. And we do all sorts of cool stuff within that. So special limited edition items that only those who are part of the Coven of Mischief can purchase. A lot of those things are super low LE in comparison to the rest of what Coven of Mischief drops. We have very specific drops for Coven of Mischief that happen periodically during the membership. And even when you see us in person, we actually give you freebies in person to those who are part of the Coven of Mischief. You actually prove that by showing us your coin. So when you sign up for the Coven, you actually get a coin. So if we're at New York Comic Con or we're at some event close to you or an event that you decide you're going to attend, like San Diego Comic Con, which is where we'll be in July, you can show us your coin and we're going to have something to give you. And I would like everybody to know who is going to San Diego Comic Con that we have a very, very, very special item to give you when you see us at $7 a pop or just around the convention. We'll have some on us there as well.
Yeah, so, since last year we were super late in announcing we were going to be going to San Diego Comic-Con because we didn't know. It was sort of a last minute decision. We got the okay from Chris's work literally less than a week before we ended up leaving for San Diego and driving across the country. So we just sort of packed some random stuff that we had for the coven, but this year we have an exclusive pin and sticker
Yeah.
that we will be handing all coven members. And they're very cool.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot to offer, both within the Coven of Mischief, also Mischief Toys over the $7 a pop booth, and more. And more that we'll talk about will happen on our Patreon, we'll explain on our Patreon very, very soon in the month of July, probably within the first couple weeks of July, because we're going to have to get our Patreon call out of the way. Otherwise, it will be skipped again. Remember last year we had to skip it and do 2 in August, because July got so screwed up with us going to San Diego. So this year we'll make sure that that call does take place in July.
Good.
Yeah. And there we will talk about another partnership that's happening that I think you guys are going to be really, really excited about. It's with a company that we have never worked with before. And it's a company that I think a lot of you are very familiar with. So we'll talk more about that. Patrons, you will find out about that in our upcoming Patreon call. We'll have you more information about that very soon. If you're not on our Patreon and you want to be a part of our Patreon and support this channel, support all the things that we do, and also have chances at cool giveaway items or learning about Mischief Toys future stuff that no one else has heard about, Patreon is the perfect place for you. Check it out at patreon.com/Gastlecast. So tonight, we want to show you some stuff from the Coven of Mischief, which will be available after the sign up occurs. So once you sign up for the Coven of Mischief, we'll have a couple of things that we're going to show you will be available.
There will be something available. I don't know if it will be a couple just yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but we'll have things available.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, very good. So we'll get into that a little bit. So what do you want to start? Do you want to start with Mischief Toy stuff, or do you want to jump into our story? Or
It's up to you.
Into this. We'll have them hang and wait. So we'll talk about this story real quick first. How's that?
Sounds great.
Okay, so what we're going to talk about, bricks and minifigs, as you guys know, is a huge story, something that we have been covering here on the channel pretty often, actually. Pretty much every video ever since this popped up, and it's something that we enjoy talking about. It intrigues us, and there's so many different aspects to this story, a lot of things that are uncovered, over the course of time, a lot of investigators all over social media who are investigating this story, trying to dig deeper, find information that they can share, because at this time, Reckless Ben is unable to discuss because of what is going on with his court case, which will be coming up on July the 6th, which is literally Monday after 4th of July weekend. So he will be in court, and this is in regards to a civil matter, correct? This is the civil matter.
I think that's what it's considered.
It's civil, right? I think it's civil.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I learned so much about this, but some of it still confuses me. Like I don't really know the difference, but I think it's like the city versus Ben.
Right, something like that. Okay. So basically that charge is in regards to trespassing, correct?
Trespassing and I'll have to
You
go.
have to look it up. That's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So basically, this is sort of the minor part of, what Reckless Ben is going to face. The most recent news, besides what we're about to talk about, is that he has basically said he did not want a lawyer to the judge during a little snippet that was released all over the internet, all over social media and YouTube. We listened to that. We responded to that. And we said, oh, God, please no. Don't let this be true. Please, Reckless Ben, go and get yourself a lawyer. Now people are saying, somebody said some podcast, I'm sorry, I can't remember the podcast
H3.
H3. Okay, H3 podcast said they spoke with Reckless Ben, and Reckless Ben is now saying he has a lawyer. Now that's hearsay at this point. I'm going to say, hey, we're going to believe the podcast guy, but I mean, who's to say it's true or not? Okay, Heather, you're raising your hand.
Yes. So it's for criminal trespass and disorderly conduct. It's Provo City versus Ben Schneider. He entered not guilty pleas for each charge.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He entered guilty pleas.
Not
Not guilty pleas.
guilty.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Alan Bedgood, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Regardless of how this ends legally, Bricks and Minifigs loses in the court of public opinion. I don't know how they recover. People don't forget. Completely agree.
That is one of my
Completely agree.
okay. Listen, I don't know if that is a super bad reference or not, but that's like one of my favorite movies. So, props to you for that.
There you go.
People
That's
don't
right.
forget.
People don't forget. Those who are asking questions in regards to Covenant Mischief, we will get to that once we talk a little bit more about Covenant Mischief. We'll answer all your questions then. Let's wait. Let's hold them off until then because I don't want to confuse anybody and sort of mix the stories together. So Reckless Ben right now is silent. He's not saying anything. And now it's left up to the rest of the YouTube world to discuss this matter and also dig up maybe what he had not dug up.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of YouTubers that are from an aspect of like investigative, and then there are YouTubers or YouTube channels that's like a legal kind of thing. We found out, or you read somewhere, that one of the YouTube like lawyer channels, I believe a civil rights lawyer, it apparently helped him.
I think
possibly.
They hooked him up with a lawyer in Utah.
Okay.
So here's the thing. There is a lot of mixed information. Some people are saying he absolutely needs a lawyer. Other people are saying like these are such small charges that they don't think that he necessarily does need a lawyer.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of mixed things being said. Now, we posted a video yesterday. We were a little bit confused because we just did not read that it was Utah versus Ben instead of Bricks and Minifigs versus Ben.
Right.
So a lot of the information is still really good in that video, I think, but a lot of like when we were talking about that specific case, we were sort of like wondering about the whole representing himself thing. So with that being said, there's a lot of mixed reactions about this. I'm curious if he basically said he got a lawyer, but maybe they're just advising him for now, and he hadn't at that point in time actually had someone to represent him in court, or if he's just not having someone represent him in court, but this lawyer's advice was, listen, you can do this yourself. No big deal. This is what you do. But I don't think a lawyer would do that. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, if it were me, I'd be getting a lawyer and making sure I'm set up because the truth of the matter is that this is such a huge thing that's going on right now. And I just don't know. I don't know how this is looked at by like the judges of the different cases here. If they're looking at it, it's because a couple of these lawyer YouTuber guys are basically saying they're looking at the big picture versus just the little blips of things that are occurring. Yeah. So like the big picture of everything that has occurred. Right.
But
so I don't know how, I just don't know how that affects them. I'm not, we're not lawyers, so it's hard for me to say.
But I think that in these cases, they're only looking at the specific instances of the charges being presented.
Yeah. It may be.
I don't think they would be able to talk about anything else because like it would just basically be like, this is not relevant to this case.
I've noticed that the whole BAM fiasco seems to not be as prevalent on Facebook like it was in the beginning, like people have just lost interest in it. I've not seen any signs of that, actually. So there's a group now on Facebook called Bricks and Minifigs We Steal From Old People. It has 10K members. They're consistently posting in that group, even though it's not like the biggest group ever. There's a lot going on in that group. And I do feel like I see something new posted about this every single day, both on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm seeing like bits and pieces everywhere. I think what's happening right now, we're sort of in a slowdown period. And I think that's not going to pick back up until when he gets out of, this whole, what's the word I'm looking for? This mute button that he's on right now. Like they virtually took his voice.
Yeah,
So-
I think that it's called a gag order.
Gag order. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So basically, he is not able to say anything. But I think once the new videos come out, that'll change everything. Because the new videos apparently, or at least video number 3, is humongous. It's huge. And so I want to see what's in that video. I want to hear it. Everybody else does too. But man, a lot has happened since he has had that gag order. I mean, if we think about it. So let's jump right into what we're talking about here tonight. So what we're talking about is this post by Dan Mcneff. Now, Dan Mcneff is the father of Ammon Mcneff. Am I saying it right?
Yes, Ammon and Matt.
Ammon and Matt. So he is the father, and he posts this on Facebook. This actually happened, according to this, yesterday at 2:38 p.m. And so now this is sort of being shared all over the place. And it's an interesting, like Heather said at the beginning of this, it's sort of interesting. It does sound like a little bit like he's angry at his kids, but then also he's yelling at YouTubers. So I'm just going to read it, the entire post. Does that sound good?
You want to read it?
You can read it. You want to read it?
It's up to you. I had just
No,
pulled it
please,
up.
go ahead.
Okay, I pulled it up in the expectations you were going to make me do.
You would read better than I would anyway.
Today's version of a lynch mob could very well be YouTube investigators. At 1.6 years ago, I was the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. My sons illegally removed me from that position and sued me for control of another company I founded. And I believe that's
crazy.
Legal something.
So there's another
Legally Mine was his company. And basically what I was reading, now this is from people on the internet who are clearly on Ben's side.
Okay.
So I sort of took it with a grain of salt. But I have read multiple times that essentially his Legally Mine company was trying to figure out how to get people out of legal trouble.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is sort of like, it's crazy this is happening to these guys. I think that they think that they're big and bad because this was like their father's company or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
My son's illegally removed. In this particular post, it's odd that he even throws that in there.
Yeah.
But I guess this isn't necessarily about his sons. It's more about the small franchisees. That's kind of what he's talking about in this post, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll read the rest of this and
Yeah,
discuss
go ahead.
it.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
I'm like, this is crazy. I have not had anything to do with Bricks and Minifigs since then. Regardless of this, in the last 10 days, I have been given multiple death threats. And 2 days ago, we saw people viewing our home from the hill behind our home with binoculars, and they shot out a big picture window that will cost thousands to replace. No one stops to investigate truly. They make a lot of assumptions and hurt innocent people. Every one of those Bricks and Minifigs stores are independently owned and operated, and they don't deserve to be hurt. Many of the people pushing this whole story have their own Lego stores and want to hurt their competition. So my question is, who watches the watchers? Will Reckless Ben investigate all the innocent people he has hurt and do what he can to help them?
So he mentions a window being shot out,
Yeah.
which that is insane.
That is insane.
So I would be interested to even note that if that's true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, well, I mean, unless they contacted the police about this, we wouldn't know if this really happened or not, or if somebody took a picture of the window that was broken.
Yeah, but
that's that's very odd. What?
Yeah.
So my question is, why are they going after this guy? What's this guy have to do with anything?
So I think people are just targeting anybody? If his words are true.
That's insane.
Right?
Right?
But
That's
but
crazy.
but if he's talking about his sons illegally removing him from the CEO position at Bricks and Minifigs and sued him for control of his other company, why would he be like pulling himself into this case and trying to be a victim? Like I maybe for attention, but I don't know. This is a very bizarre post. So first it almost starts off like, my kids suck.
Yeah,
Fuck
right. That's how
them.
it reads. Yeah, that's right.
And then it's like, well, feel sorry for me because we have death threats. People are watching my home. People shout out my window, which I don't know.
Well, I'd like to know if that was something I don't know. Did he report that to the police?
Yeah,
and
I'm
so
curious
a lot of
about
people,
that too.
all these internet sleuths will figure this out. They're going to find out if he did or not. Because that's such an, I don't know, that's very odd. By the way, Lisa Stevens, thank you, says Who Watches the Watchers is a reference to Star Trek, the original series.
This man is all over the place. Thank you, Lisa.
Right. Can I read through the comments that we have here? We've built up a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Alan Bedgood has said a lot. This one isn't going away, in my opinion. They essentially stole from an elderly man. Horrible stance to take as a company, in my opinion. The only thing I hate is the other innocent BAM franchises suffering because of this one horrible franchise.
Yes, I agree.
Mewtwo says there should be a hearing on the gag order where he could put up a defense. He needs a lawyer. Agreed. Totally agree. Ellen Bedgood, by the same time, corporate had a chance to make it right and didn't.
100%.
Yep, they dragged it out way too far. TB Runk says first court date is pleading guilty, not or no contest, and time to set date for pre-trial date.
Thank you.
Alan Bedgood says all BAM had to do was make it right. They have multiple chances. Completely agree with that. TB Runk, please let me know if I'm saying that right. Where discovery dates will be set, or maybe a continuance, so Ben could handle the first court date. Yeah, because we want to get him through this court date, and also him not being able to say anything is like fucking crazy.
It really is.
That part's
but
really
that
awful.
I don't think that has anything to do with the first court date. I think that that has to do with the one where it's like Bricks and Minifigs versus Ben and company.
And by the way, in the comments, please correct us if we're wrong about anything. We want to make sure that we totally, fully understand everything that we're saying, and we don't want to harm what Ben and crew has done at all.
Yeah.
From this point. Because all he has done is trying to get this guy's money back, and we're fully behind that. We are not fully behind violence, which has happened apparently in this post that Dan Mcneff is talking about. We don't condone the violent part of it. We also don't condone people going to the stores and causing trouble. I think that's an awful thing to do because those franchisees, as much as you want to be angry at Bricks and Minifigs, they're just sort of caught in the middle here. I mean, that's truthfully what it is.
They're
caught in the middle. They're a franchisee who bought into this. They carry the name. You can't expect them to be able to change their business overnight or just shutter. You just can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Echo Base Network had a great interview with the Lost Relic, who previously owned a Bricks and Minifigs store, and he was basically talking about like how crazy his experience with the previous owners was and how difficult it would be to break away from that name.
I really want to interview that guy. I really have more questions. I like to ask more questions.
Yeah.
Abram C. Fool. Let the story keep going. So this may be a lesson on companies that would like to mess with the people who feeds their business, us, the customers. Completely agree. And it's we've talked about this on several occasions, and tonight is no different. But the fact that, Bricks and Minifigs allowed this to carry on for as long as it did without just figuring out everything, coming to the table, figuring it all out, versus just saying they don't have the collection or they don't owe anybody because it wasn't a deal that they made. Like all these really crazy things that they did. I mean, it's just so stupid. And I can't wrap my head around why these guys are just so fucking dumb, especially considering they have businesses as bricks and minifigs, what I think I heard the number the other day, $400 million business. $400 million.
How?
Somebody the other day on one of these videos, lawyer videos, said they're a $400 million business.
I wonder how they know that, because I don't believe that they're publicly traded or anything, so their income information isn't public.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that
maybe
would
they
work.
figured that out.
Maybe.
Ben's pretrial date is July the 9th. So the pretrial date is on the 6th, I believe. At least that's what was on the recording.
I think so, yeah.
And the reason why I remember that is because I said to Heather, it's Monday.
Yeah, right after
4th of July. I was like, God, that's like the worst time to have to go to court.
Yeah.
A lot of people are on vacation or they doing something out with family. You know, no one wants to go to a fucking pretrial date on that date. That's a horrible date. Reckless Ben has a lawyer now. Yeah, so we did hear about that. However, it hasn't, like, there's no confirmation. Not that I'm expecting it, because who the hell's going to confirm that other than Reckless Ben himself?
Yeah.
If there were like a recording of him saying that, I guess, but I can't imagine that's going to happen. But it was said on a podcast. The podcaster, basically H3 podcast, said, I talked to Reckless Ben. He has a lawyer now. I just don't know how that works. You know, he says no to the, judge. I guess now he would go back and say, hey, I got a lawyer now. I guess
possibly,
that's how it works.
but
I've never been in a situation like this, so I don't know.
From what I understand, he's basically he's basically representing himself for this first date. And like people are saying in the comments, it's like a really sort of like simple court date where he likely doesn't need a lawyer, because you're pleading and then you're setting a date for the future of the trial.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Okay. So Dan Mcneff, former CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, as he says in his post, his sons illegally removed him from the position. That's a whole story in itself. What is that? What is that even?
Yeah.
Like, I need to know more about
crazy.
that. And I'm sure there's a YouTube channel out there talking about this. I don't know if this is as colorful or as fun to talk about as what we're talking about with, Bricks and Minifigs and
well, it
Reckless
just
Ben,
tells you how like ruthless these
and corrupt
people
this whole
are,
family is,
and how just crazy they are.
Yep, 100%. So he has nothing to do with Bricks and Minifigs. So why? I mean, well, I guess he's only speaking out because he feels like he's under attack.
Yeah.
Multiple death threats, which is wrong. I mean, what the fuck? Why this guy? Why are you going after him? Go out,
okay. No matter what the circumstances are, even those shitty ass, shady fucking asshole people.
Right.
There shouldn't be death threats.
Right, but I'm
involved,
saying, like,
right?
out of all of them, why this one?
Yeah. But
it's kind of weird to me. I mean, you shouldn't do that to anybody, like you said. But
Eater of the Clam has a great point. It's possible that the unenlightened people are just looking up BAM CEO without seeing any videos or posts and seeing this guy's name and went after him. So yeah,
possible.
It is possible, or it could be, you know what? If Ammon and Matt aren't responding to my threats, I'm going to go after their family.
Yep.
Who knows? But I mean, that's wrong. So I do believe that him talking about the independent Bricks and Minifigs stores is completely great. I think it's great. They don't deserve to be hurt, is what he said.
Yeah.
So with him saying that, I really like that piece. But then he says, will Reckless Ben investigate all the innocent people he has hurt and do what he can to help them? So someone left a really good comment. My assumption
you think he wrote
is
this drunk? Allegedly?
It's very all over the place.
It feels like a drunk text.
I think he's just an older man.
You think?
I really do.
He
just don't
seems
know.
like he's wasted, and he just had. These are all the thoughts that he had in this one very singular moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised he didn't mention that he just like, I'm writing this while I'm taking a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
something like that.
It's very off the wall.
I just had dinner.
So someone comments, and I don't know if this is someone who was friends with him on Facebook already, or if he sent this Dan Mcneff a friend request before like actually leaving
Well, I
this
think
comment.
it's a public post.
It's not. You can't comment on it.
Mm.
So this person, Jeremy, says, Reckless Ben didn't hurt any of those people. Your son is to blame for the whole thing. All Ben did is expose him.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that I don't like is that people are going after these franchises. They are taking it upon themselves. I think that their thought is, you know, I want to see justice served. I want to be a part of this. I want to see the bad guys suffer, without realizing how bad of a look it is and how like not tied to this whole situation these franchise owners are. I don't like it. I don't like that people are going after innocent people, but I also don't like that some people are pointing the finger at Ben, specifically on this post, like Ben hurt people. And it's like, well, no, Ben brought to light what Bricks and Minifigs is doing, and it upset people, rightfully so. It doesn't mean that people should go after other people, but I guess what I'm trying to say is Ben never said, hey, I need you guys to rally behind me and do whatever you can to harm these people.
Right, exactly. Destroy these businesses.
Yeah,
You're right. He never said that.
Yeah. And I don't think it's his responsibility to say, well, you shouldn't do this. Don't do this. Because one, who could have thought that people were going to take it upon themselves, right? And two, like, I don't know. It should not be his responsibility to have to tell people don't do it.
I get where you're at.
Would it have been good for him to do? Yeah, sure, but he probably didn't realize people were that insane.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I'm with you. And during our time of making like Funko content, all this time that we've made Funko content, we have seen people react to things in ways that we would not have expected them to react. We've talked about it on many of occasions where we actually had somebody physically attack Hot Topic employees in our local Hot Topic over Funko Pop. So you're never really sure how things are going to go. You know.
Oh, here's a comment. Ben actually has told people not to harass franchises. Where did he say that? Because I don't recall seeing it in the first two videos. And I think because those got the most amount of views, that's what people were watching.
Yeah.
You know what? He might have said it in one of like the shorter, like sort of follow-up ones.
I
don't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah. Please remind me.
I've watched so much content on this stuff that it's like, I only remember what happened most recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget about a lot of this stuff, the stuff I had before. BAM don't want this to get to court. The right lawyer would just look up their business record and find out how they run their business. Daddy is a crook to Mcneff versus Mcneff. He got sued by his own son. Yeah, God, they're a disaster.
Okay, it was in one of the shorter response videos.
Okay,
thank
very good.
you.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
For that. That's great. No, that I'm glad that he does say something or did say something. That because I think even in court, I mean, I would assume that would look good for him, right? Like, hey, he's trying to
I think so.
tell his followers not to be shitheads and all that kind of stuff. Because the last thing that you want is for an angry mob to show up at these places, even at where the CEO is, the headquarters, or at the stores. You don't want any of that shit.
Yeah.
However, I will note that, and please correct me if I'm wrong out there, everybody watching, and Heather, but I have not seen any. Oh, by the way, he says it might also happen on the H3 interview. But
okay,
I haven't seen anything happen at local shops recently. Like I haven't remember for like 2 seconds, there was a guy that got into a fight with another guy in one of the stores. There was also a window bashed out. We heard about messages that were being left or phone calls and things like that. A little bit of harassment here. Not a little bit. I'm not going to act like it was nothing, but there was harassment that occurred, right?
Yeah.
Over the phone or whatever. but I'm not hearing it happening a lot. Like you're not seeing story after story after story after story. And I honestly, I'll kind of go back to the comment from Eater the Clam that maybe people have lost interest, and maybe they have in some degree, because we have been paying attention to it very closely. I have not really paid attention to I guess the better way of saying is like I haven't paid attention to the outside because I'm so involved in it. I'm involved in the group. We're making this content, these videos, and watching these other videos where it looks like a lot of people, a lot of views, a lot of comments, and so on and so forth. By the way, before I continue to go further, I just got to make mention very quickly, Heather, that this content has incredibly changed our channel for the good. We have hit over 50,000 subscribers,
Yay!
which is unbelievable. Raise the roof, bro. So thank you for that. We have received a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, a lot of likes and comments, a lot of love, and we are just so thankful and we appreciate you guys out there watching the content. We're not going to sit and talk about this type of content all the time. I think what I've realized through this is that, we stuck on talking about Funko very specifically for a long time, and we would just find any story that we could just to talk about Funko. And then off to the side, I would unbox Hot Toys. But I really think that we need to start working on hard-hitting stories and discussing other things that are going on, not only within the collector world, but maybe a little bit outside of that. Not politics or anything like that, but just, in the sphere of things that are going on in the world, and maybe entertainment and things. I want to discuss more of that. It's something that we had played with a while ago. But I want to dive deep, and talk about the hard hitting stuff. This is what interests me. Sitting around talking about the Funko Pop of the Week does not interest me quite as much, I guess.
Yeah, or we could turn into a Taylor Swift channel and I can head it.
I don't know if I can handle that, Heather. I don't know if I can handle that.
What about cats?
You can talk about cats all day, Heather. All right, do you want to read some comments here?
Yeah, but I wanted to go a bit deeper off of what you said.
Okay.
I think that this has been really fun because we've enjoyed watching it unfold. We've enjoyed learning about it. We've enjoyed sort of like, it's not like we're doing crazy work like the lawyers. We appreciate the lawyers and their insight, and it's helped us learn. But I feel like we're helping spread this, even though we're not 250,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. I feel like every little amount that we spread is great.
100%.
And I think that people need to be aware of this. People need to be aware because, again, this is so much bigger than Lego sets. This is
completely agree.
This is wild.
This is a completely different ball game. So Justin McKenzie says, I get frustrated around this situation.
I get the frustration.
I'll get frustration around the situation. But going after a business that has nothing to do with your daily life is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And people are really, passionate over this story, and they're, they were, I don't know what's going on now, but they were really coming down on these businesses. And a lot of the guys and girls who were owners of these franchises franchises were posting videos where they were talking about, hey, we're a business, we're family owned, and, we're kind of separate from corporate, and they're trying to explain their way. And people would comment saying shitty things, and they would leave like a little angry emoji on it. And every single like Bricks and Minifigs, like little franchisee you post, there's a little angry emoji on there somewhere. And that kind of bothers me. It bothers me in the fact that, we have a small business here. My father owned a small business. Heather's father now owns a small business. So we come from, and your grandfather too, actually.
Yeah.
But we come from a family who has owned their own businesses.
Two families.
Families.
Yeah, I don't want to make it weird. We're not
yeah.
brother and sister. Right. We're married.
Two families. We come from families.
We brought our families together.
Yep.
Maybe we're sort of one family, but
but we come from families that own small businesses. So we, it hurts us to know, or upsets, it bothers us to know that people would do that. Although I understand people's anger, these guys are little tiny mom and pop shops, you know? That's kind of how I feel. You got to look at it that way. Can you imagine if MT fans pulled this bullshit every time a Ghastly sold out? You know, it's funny that you should say that, because for a while, at the very beginning of Mischief Toys, when we would put figures up, we were getting emails where people were destroying us. In fact, one time, somebody went to the Better Business Bureau about us and about how we sold a product, and they claimed that we canceled their product on purpose, when it just so happened
to target them, when it just so happened that it was Shopify that would cancel a fraudulent order. And, you know, we're responding to them like, whoa, what is going on? Like, we're getting an email from Better Business Bureau. I mean, they went straight in and did it on the day of the sale. We had no idea what was going on. And they messaged us, got all upset with us. And, you know, because we don't know them versus like their email, you know, we didn't put two and two together, that fraudulent order. But we've been in situations and scenarios where people come down on us and get hostile, and it's a really bad feeling. It really sucks. I'm not saying this is the same or anything, but you know, I can understand sort of that hostile reaction, and I'm not a big fan of that. Corporate is at least somewhat responsible for the negative impression upon them, 100%. They sign themselves up for the bashing that they're getting, and they're filmed doing it, unfortunately. Well, unfortunate for them. I wouldn't say somewhat. I would say they're responsible, because so during the interview with Echo Base Network and the Lost Relic talks about how Brandon and Josh are hired as like fixers.
Yeah.
So like corporate sort of brings them in to like take over stores, and this, like, the Oregon store was not the first time that happened. So it's really like wild.
There was a post today. I don't know what it was or where it was. I have to go back and look at it. There's, like I said, I'm inundated with this stuff, but somebody figured out or tracked down. I think there's a video of it. Somebody figured out or tracked down the U-Haul. They actually found the reservation, and they knew the times and everything.
Oh yeah, that was on the video that uncovered it. Coffeezilla.
I don't think he had the. Did he? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's.
Because I remember it showing, like, you know how U-Haul tells you how much fuel you have, and a lot of times they'll like highlight it with yellow marker. That I just remember seeing like the fuel level.
Well, this person was looking up times and stuff and trying to figure out when things were happening.
Yeah. Well, no, Coffeezilla did the same.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, because when he talked to the employee that had called him, basically the employee said something about 4 hours, and Coffeezilla was like, well, that doesn't really add up. But I don't know if Coffeezilla looked more into it past that first interaction.
Right.
It could have been like a misspeak. It could have been like 4 hours total. I don't know.
Ben isn't liable for randos going out and doing things.
No.
He didn't put a call out for action, and inflammatory comments are subjective. Completely agree with that. Misread L. He can't control people, right? He can at least say, now the fact that he did say, hey, don't go and do bad things, that's literally all he can do. He has, there's no other option that he has.
Yeah.
Other than that.
You cannot control other people. Listen, I got 2 little kittens out there. I can't even keep them from jumping up on my table. If I can't if I can't control those little things, those little hellions, I can't control another person.
Right. Anna Reyes, thank you. Well deserved, she says. Seriously.
Oh, thank you.
Dave Brewer is yelling at people for fact checking. But I agree with fact checking 100% with that.
And we have been guilty about not completely fact checking at times, but we always try to make some sort of statement and say, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like a misunderstanding.
I agree. Got to do your due diligence.
But the last thing that I ever want to do is spread false information.
100%, because it hurts people, you know? Heather seems to be enjoying investigating, to enjoy investigating. Heather does, and I will say that Heather is very good at it. And there have been stories in the past where Heather has done a lot of investigating, and you know, I think you deserve more credit in terms of what you've dug up, what you figured out over the course of time,
Well,
especially
thanks.
with the Pop King Paul situation and things like that.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
you dug very deep and you found out all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this situation is more like other people doing investigating, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would go as far to like find a U-Haul reservation or anything like that. And
Yeah.
like, how do you do that without using like reckless Ben's tactics, like impersonating a police officer or something, where you're like, I'm investigating a crime and I need you to send me over these U-Haul records. Like, how else would U-Haul release that to somebody?
Well,
You know,
the thing is that there's investigations going on right now with this particular situation. But the funny thing about it is it's not very hard because for whatever reason, the CEO and the other guys from Bricks and Minifigs go and just do interviews and they're answering questions. And
Yeah.
it's insanity considering what kind of situation this is. And they're straight up just talking to people and you could tell like something doesn't add up. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit here and say liars because that's I can't say that.
okay,
But
listen. If one guy's gonna say there was no U-Haul, it was a rental car, and then Ammon gets on the interview and he's like, oh no, there was no U-Haul, and then he's like, well, I found a picture, and Ammon's like, well, there was a U-Haul, but
right. No, that's
there
what
was
I'm
a
saying.
camper involved. That was a lie.
Well, no, it comes across that way. We don't know enough information to say 100. That's for a judge and jury or whoever to figure that out, not us. We can't sit here and call people liars because we're not entirely
You're
sure.
too allegedly.
Well, no, I just don't think that's the right thing to do because we don't know everything. We're just watching content. We only know as much as
Ammon
what's happening on
said
content.
there was no U-Haul, and then when the guy said, I got a picture.
No, I'm saying I agree with you that it looks that way. I'm saying it's hard. We can't be the ones to say it. Heather wants to I think Heather wants to get arrested.
Listen,
thank you everybody for.
If I'm getting arrested for justice for Ben, I'm fine with it.
You're going for it. Okay. All right. Well, you heard, everybody heard it here.
You know what that means?
We got a lot of congrats on hitting 50K. Thank you. What does it mean, Heather?
It means I won't have to cook dinner for a while.
Oh, very good, Heather. Bam is going to try to prove in court that Ben defamed them. And the claims that they lost in court when they lose. I'm sorry, geez, I can't read. And the claims that they lost in court when those cases were dismissed are going to be a problem if they win the defamation piece.
So I think defamation is harder to prove because, like, I say this all the time, but like murder is murder, right? Like if you harm somebody and they're dead, that's murder. But defamation, like what qualifies as defamation?
Well, so
how do you prove that it's
if
defamatory? So in my opinion, he's making content of what's happening, and it's more so like investigation, journalism. I don't like, in my opinion, they're making themselves look bad. It's not Ben.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying. So I think they're doing things that are not right or not good for business, and he's pointing those things out.
Yeah.
And they're mad that he pointed those things out, and the fact that he pointed those things out in front of millions of people, millions of viewers, they say that's defamation. But had they not done all of those things, right, then it wouldn't be you see what I'm saying? Like no, they wouldn't be hurt because they would have done the right thing. Had they done the right thing, then they wouldn't be hurt.
Nothing would have come.
But the thing
Ben
is,
wouldn't have gone after this story.
But the thing is one of the lawyer guys I watched, it might have been Legal Eagle, one of them, but they basically said that if they had just fixed the issue right out of the gate and said, okay, let's meet at the table, let's get you the money or get you the collection that you deserve or like what's yours, square it all away and call it good. But they didn't do that, and they're just pushing the subject, and it's just going on and on. And as they're doing it, they're dragging their own name through the mud.
Yeah.
So it's
This is a story of people who do not want to hurt their pride.
Yes. So a lot of people are saying that
Yeah.
it's a pride thing.
Yeah, they're like big men. They have to stay big men and they have to fight this guy. And it's just so stupid. It's so, just give the guy his shit. I mean, not at this point. They can't do it. They have like the law
Well, they
involved
still,
now.
I mean, they could drop the charges and they could say, okay,
Yes.
let's move forward with finding and making a deal. And that's what a lot of these lawyers are saying right now. Why not just make it easy, drop all the charges, get the guy what he deserves, and move on?
Yeah.
But they're not doing that, and it's dragging it along. And
Dumb.
they're
They're
silencing Ben because they know if these other videos come out, it's going to make them look even worse.
100%.
And so
They're guilty.
I don't know. It's really stupid. They'll argue that the attacks on the stores are damages related to the defamation claim. Yeah. So probably. Y'all are adorbs. Reckless Ben led me here, and I love it so much. I want to keep coming back.
Aw, that's
thank
so
you.
nice.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I would like to see a Fritz channel. Fritz is our kitty cat. I'm a collector. I collect rare books. Oh, that's awesome.
I would
You're
like
straight up
to,
Heather's alley.
Yeah, I would like to hear more about that. That's awesome. I collect signed books. I have a lot of books. I recently purged a lot of books and donated a lot of my books, but I have, oh my God, I have so many books. It's insane.
Heather's a humongous book fan.
I love
and she
books.
reads all the fucking time.
Yep.
She reads more than she loves me, I think.
If I'm not reading physically, I'm listening to a book.
Yep. You sure are. I don't know how you listen to a book while you're on that treadmill. I'm on that treadmill.
I love it.
I gotta watch my Invincible.
What I will say, the other day I turned some music on because for some reason I just could not focus on the book. I think it was like one of the characters' voices was like too low. It was almost like one of the voices was like loud and then the other one was low and they didn't like sync them. So even though I had my headphones all the way up, I couldn't hear one of them.
Oh.
So I was like, shit. So I had to turn on music and man, I had a lot of energy. Maybe I should listen to more music.
Hashtag burn my collections. I can't believe somebody reported you guys. That's honestly some bullshit.
Yeah, it was. It was a really goofy situation. We received an email from them, like asking, what's up with this order. And literally within like 30 minutes or something, we received an email from the Better Business Bureau and they were like, so-and-so has left a comment or whatever. And, I don't remember the exact situation, but they like notified us and I immediately called them and I was like, what the fuck? Like you're putting this on our BBB page, even though we haven't even had time to respond to their email. This person emailed us. Here's a timestamp. I sent them. I was like, I'm going to email you this situation. I was like, the sale just happened. This person immediately sent us an email. I haven't even looked at the emails. I haven't had the chance to respond. And this is how you're going to treat us? It was horrible.
Ridiculous. Yeah. It always baffles me that some people don't like you guys. Okay, us. And by the way, thank you, Zion Monkey, for the super chat, because you two are the most kind and caring people I've ever known. Oh, well, thank you, man.
Oh, that's really nice.
I think that sometimes when people are looking for content, not all the time, I'm saying sometimes, I think sometimes people are looking, not necessarily like, how can I say this? Maybe they're looking for people who don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like that don't care.
I think that what people want are people that like the same exact things they do. And if you go against what they like, or you're saying something they might not want to hear, that's when people don't like you. Like when we were doing Funko News specifically about like the Hollywood store and stuff and us talking about, because we've never been, flippers are always going to be around, but we've never been a fan of flipping. We don't allow it in our Facebook group. It's like we have a 30-day rule. You can't sell something for over retail in our Gastlecast We Hunt Together Facebook group. And the people who lashed out at us were the people camping at Funko Hollywood, and were the people friends with the people camping at Funko Hollywood, and were people who flip stuff. And like, I get that you're upset, I guess, because, you know, we don't agree with what you're doing, but at the same time, like, that's how we feel. And just because you want to flip something, I'm not saying you're a piece of shit or anything. I'm just saying, like, I don't like it.
Yeah. I agree.
So I think that, like, that situation is sort of like what people don't like.
Sheldon Norcross just posted some more good information on his YouTube channel. We'll check that out. Thank you.
I am making a note now. Thank you.
Thank you. Kittens will be kittens. That's true. We have kittens that are just jumping all over the place. They're acting crazy. I want to see Detective Heather pop up in a Heather persona. Maybe it can happen if a Detective Ghastly figure is made. We definitely need that. The order numbers for the U-Haul were published in Coffee's video. U-Haul website gives details when you have the order numbers. Okay.
Well, I wonder how CoffeeZilla even got that, though. That's wild.
Oh, yeah. Man, that rambling U-Haul explanation, imagine hearing that as testimony on a jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
know, I really wish, though, that were part of the trial, because I would have loved to hear that explanation in court, right?
Yep.
Like, that would have been hilarious. Even if it's not recorded, like, just the fact that it would potentially happen in court would be insane.
I know. Sheldon Norcross just posted on his YouTube channel the original police report where Bam said there was the mass of consigned Lego. There was, I guess, a mass amount of Legos on consignment, or I'm sorry, consigned into layaway. Bam claimed there were only 2 or 3 on layaway. Yeah, because what's that? They said there's what did they say, hundreds?
I think it was 98.
98
was what,
something like that. It was like a crazy
Crystal
number.
agreed on.
Yeah, it was a crazy number. And apparently the layaways would go in and out a lot. People would decide they don't want it on layaway anymore, so it would go back on the shelf, I guess, and then it would pop back into layaway again. Sometimes it would be the same product over and over by the same people. So the whole consignment thing, I think, was just sort of a bad decision to begin with. Plus
Yeah.
another channel, and I mentioned this before, but another channel mentioned that just the sheer amount of everything,
Yeah.
doing it all one time and consigning it was an awful idea. But I don't think anybody's thinking about that. This guy just had this collection. It was his father's. He's trying to get some money, for whatever, medical, whatever. And who would ever guess this would have been the end result,
Yeah.
And so now it's the end result. We're all like, why'd you do this? That was stupid,
Yeah.
but that's not it.
Yeah.
Don't worry if Heather gets arrested. I know a cool correctional officer. Hey, look at that.
Thank you.
So you'll be all good. Ammon and company can't claim defamation because they declared themselves public figures.
Interesting. Can you explain that further? I don't really know what that means or how that
And I'm
would
sorry,
work.
we're so late in comments right now.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, what if Brandon and Josh were
Stealing.
stealing from Bam while Bam was stealing from the original owners?
Interesting thought.
Okay, interesting thought. Don't worry, we can raise bail money for Heather if she gets arrested. Thank you, Keith Clow. Sheldon Norcross caught Bam in another lie from the original police report. Where the hell did that comment go?
They deleted it, but he said
Oh.
he showed it tonight on his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. To win a defamation case, you need to have proof the statements are false. The person saying them knows it's false and the subject was harmed by the statement. Claiming a court action happened that didn't happen is illegal. Emily D. Baker gave a good analysis on the subject. I recommend checking her out. Write that one down too. Emily D. Baker. One thing I could tell you right now, everybody. I was somebody who watched literally like 3 YouTube channels. I didn't watch a whole lot of YouTube personally. Now I'm watching like, it feels like
500.
hundreds of them. Yeah. I'm watching so many YouTube channels. My YouTube algorithm is insane right now. Um. Oh, I collect original Frank Baum Wizard of Oz books. They are so pretty. Interesting. I'm sure Heather would love that.
Yes.
She's a fan of humongous books. Question mark? Justin McKenzie's asking?
I don't know where we're going with that, Justin. But so Wizard of Oz is a phenomenal book. I didn't realize that there was like, I mean, I guess I knew that there were multiple editions, but 12, I'm finding 12 set of Oz books. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So Lost Princess, Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, Glinda of Oz. Okay. Wow. Oh my God.
Keith Clow flips houses. Heather, how dare you talk about flippers?
Well,
how dare you? That's so wrong. That's complete BS. Public figures can sue for defamation.
I don't.
That's from Plurism?
If you are a public figure, you can only claim defamation per se. What does that mean? Oh, you said she's a humongous book fan.
Oh. Okay. We know Chris spent a lot of time watching certain Simpsons videos and browsing Only Cops. That's right. Only Cops is one of my new favorite channels. I love Only Cops. They're so great.
Okay, this is insane. So Sheldon Norcross's video from tonight just popped up. My phone's listening to us.
Mine too.
That's
yeah,
wild.
My phone is telling me the same thing. Have we watched Justin Norcross?
Sheldon Norcross?
Oh, Sheldon Norcross. Yeah, have we watched him?
I have not yet.
Oh.
Have you?
No, this is yeah, wait a minute. Sheldon Norcross. Yeah, he's the yeah, I've watched him. I've watched his videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not yet.
I've watched his videos.
Well, I guess we will.
Yeah, I've at least watched one or two of them. My 3 top YouTube channels I watch are Gastlecast, Viva La Dirt League, and Bobby Skullface. Holy shit, Bobby Skull! I've never heard of that before. I have to look up Bobby Skullface. That sounds very interesting.
It does.
I feel like now I'm watching Legal Eagle a lot.
Yeah.
I like that channel. And Civil Rights Lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I watch all his videos. I'm even aside from Bricks and Minifigs. He does a lot of good stuff.
That's awesome.
I love his content. His content's really, really fun. But anyway, so yeah, that's the word on the street about this Dan Mcneff. To me, this is such a drunken post. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. Who watches the Watchers? Will Reckless Ben investigate all the innocent people he's hurt? What the fuck is that? What's he talking about?
The first thing that I thought when I read this in full, because it's like he's like switching personalities throughout the post. It's like he's different people, because on one hand it sounds like he's saying, fuck my shitty sons. Then it's like he's talking about innocent people and, you know, don't hate on the innocent people. And then it's like, well, Reckless Ben, is he going to own up to what he's done to all these innocent people that he himself has hurt? It's crazy.
So Sheldon is the guy who got arrested for trying to lock his phone.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've watched his
okay.
videos. Yeah. That's who he is.
Wow, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's great.
For some reason, I thought he had another name. I don't know why. I almost said, like, I think that's the same guy, but I didn't want to say it. But yeah. I swore he had a different name. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Oh my God. Zombie Monkey's watching all Gastlecast. Look at this. Legal Eagle is great. I started watching him after he did a lawyer reaction to My Cousin Vinny and some other legal courtroom movies. That's amazing. I've not seen that before.
Legal Eagle, they would hate me because that's where I have most of my legal knowledge is from like courtroom TV shows and movies and
Pretty
books.
much, yeah. You're all over.
I'm sure they would
stuff.
pick everything that I watch and listen to apart.
So I think that this whole Dan Mcneff thing is such a weird offshoot. I do want to read or watch videos, read articles and watch videos regarding what happened between him and the Suns. Did you watch anything about that?
I didn't. I kept hearing about it and I'm like, man, I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole because what does it prove? It either proves the dad's a dick or the sons are dicks. And we already know the sons are dicks.
Yeah.
And if the dad's a dick, then the sons are probably dicks too. They're dick juniors.
Dick Jr.'s out there.
Yeah.
Remember Nick Jr. with
Yeah.
Face?
Yeah.
Remember Face?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, thoughts on the whole thing, the Dan McNeff thing? Do you care?
I think that Dan Mcneff needs to go back on his meds.
Damn.
I'm assuming that he's off of them right now because that is like he seriously switched personalities like that. It was scary.
His window being shot out is insane. I don't know what that's about.
If that is true, that's horrible, and you shouldn't do things like that.
It is 100% horrible,
Obviously.
but I don't know, man. That's a really weird thing to post up about. I don't know.
It was just like there was no transition.
No.
It was just like, here's some sentences, but then here's some sentences that don't relate to anything, and then here's more sentences.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird.
It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah. BJC Live Show has done several deep dives into the McNeffs and their legal / asset protection rackets.
BJC Live Show. She did a bunch of stuff with Bam Margera back when Bam was going through all of his issues a few years ago, and I watched some of her stuff back then. She is a very interesting character. But the videos that she's covering all of this, she seems to be a little bit... it seems different to me than when she did the Bam Margera stuff. Like, she seems... I don't know. Maybe the format's different or something. I don't know. I haven't really watched any of her stuff in regards to this. I did see it pop up, but I didn't watch anything really yet. But I guess maybe that means I should.
Well, I just took notes. I sent you... So, we communicate, like... I take notes either on my like Samsung notes or I send them to you. So I sent you a bunch of channel names.
Oh, very good. Thank you. I'm going to use the restroom, Heather.
Okay.
So you carry them along here for a second. Read some comments.
Read some comments. Okay.
Comments. Yep. Read comments.
Law and Order is where I get a lot of my legal knowledge. You know what? I used to watch Special Victims Unit like you wouldn't even believe. That is such a fantastic show. Now, I know that like situationally it might be like, you know, similar to real life, but everything happens so quick in those shows. A lot of it is definitely drama, but I think that you know, I think that with those shows, obviously they want the drama, but I don't think it's all completely bullshit. You know? I think you can't look at watching stuff like that because I love stuff like that. And one of my favorite shows is Crossing Jordan, and it doesn't take place so much in like a courtroom, but so Crossing Jordan is a show about a medical examiner, but she also like wears a detective hat on the side, not physically, metaphorically, but she like investigates these crimes as if she is a detective, even though she isn't. And that would never be allowed. Like, she solves crimes and she like interviews people and shit, but like she doesn't have a badge, so she can't do that. So it's completely unbelievable, but it's a really interesting show. I don't know. They suck us all in. I love shows like that. A lot of people watch SVU. Now that Chris is gone, who is going to be his replacement in future videos? Sam, DFL, or Fritz? Okay, so one thing I will say is Sam and I tried to record a video together one day in here. And I love Sam. He's one of my best friends in the whole world. Listen, I do not know what it is about a camera being on in front of him. Like, if it's just like a cell phone camera, he's totally fine. But with our camera setup, he does not know how to act. It was so weird. It was so weird. I'm like, Sam, we got to figure out what we're doing. It was the funniest shit ever. Honestly, Fritz would probably be my co-host. He's a really good co-host. Although I feel like I need somebody to talk to. Like right now, I feel really awkward that Chris is using the bathroom and I have to, like, talk. Where can I stream Crossing Jordan? Never heard of it. So I've been watching it on Amazon Prime. And I think that they have all the seasons. I want to say it was Mutho that told me that it was on Amazon Prime. It's great. I have a question. What is your favorite Pokemon pop? That's a good question. Honestly, I would say the original Pikachu pop, just because like that was really memorable for me and it's really cute. The Pokemon pops are very well done. Must prove a false statement of fact was made about him. The statement was published / communicated to others. The statement harmed his reputation. The speaker acted with actual malice. Thank you so much. That is very helpful information. So yeah, I mean, how do you prove that someone specifically wanted to harm someone's reputation versus bring something to light? Like, how do you do that? That has to be hard to prove. Oh, a lot of people are voting for Fritz, so I might mess this up. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to switch the cameras. There he is. He's already in here. There's Fritzy. Look at him. Crossing Jordan is on Hulu. Thank you. Maybe is that where I'm watching? No, I think I'm watching it on Amazon Prime and the free Roku channel. It's Just James would be a great co-host. I agree. I love It's Just James. They were asking who my co-host would be. And a lot of people were saying Fritz, and I switched the camera to show that Fritz actually came in and sat in your chair.
He sure did. He took my chair. React to the song "Brick by Brick" by Hard Archive. It is based on Reckless Ben. Really?
Brick by Brick by Hard Archive. Okay, I do have a question. Is it AI or is it an actual song? Brick by Brick.
I don't even know what this song is.
Hard Archive.
That's news to me. I haven't heard a song was created.
Awesome.
So we also want to go over. Did you find the song? They want us to react to it.
I think maybe we should do that in a video. Okay. I don't know the contents of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So we want to go over some things from Mischief Toys here for a second. Things that you may have, maybe you don't know my mic's not here. Maybe you don't know what Mischief Toys is. We're going to tell you what Mischief Toys is. We're going to show you some upcoming things from Mischief Toys. And this Friday is incredibly important because it is our Coven of Mischief membership sign up. So you can join up to our super secret society through Mischief Toys called the Coven of Mischief, which means you'll have access to all sorts of Coven of Mischief related stuff that nobody else will have access to. You get a coin in the mail, and that coin will allow you to get very special items if you see us in person. It's Really cool stuff. I think you guys are going to love it. Do you have a coin here by any chance?
I don't. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but the coin is phenomenal.
Are you able to find one, or is there one local, like local?
In the warehouse, but it's raining.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't
Okay.
want to
Well,
get
then
my socks
That's
wet.
okay. That's fine. We don't have to jump into
Okay.
that. But
The coin is amazing. It's the same one for the most part from January. It's black. It's about this big. It's black with a treblesque cut out in the middle, and it's bloody.
yes,
It's very fun.
yeah. It's wonderful. It comes actually inside of a case. There's like a case that it comes in. There's a bag that you can carry it around in. Because,
There is no case.
Oh, there isn't a case this
No,
time?
we there was a lot of damage with previous cases. I've actually had to order, like I've had to like go back to the manufacturer and be like, listen, a lot of these arrived damaged.
So
it
we
was a
got
whole
away from it.
nightmare. Yeah,
Okay.
so we decided to lower the cost of membership. We're giving them a sticker, a coin, a bag, and a stand.
Oh, very good. Okay, so you
Yeah.
can stand it up. It's a whole thing.
So the Covenant Mischief membership is an annual membership. You have it for one entire year. So if you get the membership this year, it'll be valid until June of next year when you have to re-up. Now, it is not a full year to the day. The dates do fluctuate just depending on like where things fall in the Mischief Toys universe. But it's such a wonderful sort of like fun arm of Mischief Toys. We do some darker stuff. We do early access to some pieces, definitely a ton of exclusive pieces. And I actually wanted to show you guys about I did want to show you guys a piece that I have that we've been really excited to release. So not long after the Coven re-ups. Now, this isn't going to automatically go up for sale. I think we're going to wait a little bit. Chris and I will still discuss this, so we'll give you more information via email or social media. But this piece is very fun, and I'm going to sort of do a collection. So we do have a shirt and a hat that pair with this. And I also have a lanyard. So it's a black and gold lanyard. It's very beautiful. I love it so much. So on one side it's black, one side it's gold, with the opposite color. Covenant Mischief, Troublesques, beautiful.
Yes, we will be going to SDCC. Just answering a question.
But here's what I wanted to show you. Do you have the picture you can pull up?
Yeah, I do.
Because there it is.
It's a black and gold pin.
Yeah, it's black with a gold Troublesque and a gold frame outline.
Outline.
Yeah. But show them the picture because this is really great. I don't know what you're doing. There you go.
So
There it is.
Yep. So there's the black and gold Troublesque, and there's the lanyard just behind it. So these are items that will be available shortly after we put up the new Covenant Mischief sign up. Not only will we have these two items, but we will also have a t-shirt and a hat that will pair. So this will be a full, like, kind of a set. We always do sort of a new colorway. This is black and gold. So I really like that pin. Heather, do you have the LE on that pin by any chance?
I can get it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
100 pieces.
100 pieces. So 100
That's it.
people will have their opportunity at getting the lanyard. I'm sorry, the pin, and then the lanyard. I don't even know how many we made of that, but is that
Not
like,
many.
Yeah, not many. We always do a handful of the lanyards, for folks to put, maybe they wear it around at work. You put it on your keys or whatever. But both of these items will be available. But that's not all, my friends.
Yeah.
We actually have more. So something that we have been doing this year, it is the multicolored pins, which is a kind of a callback to the original Mischief Toys pins, the original Ghastly pins, where we have different color variants. Like there's a green one, blue. And so we're doing exactly the same thing, but we're doing it with the narrator. So for those who are new to all of this, the narrator is basically the mouthpiece for all of Mischief Toys. He speaks for Mischief Toys. He is the one who is behind the Coven of Mischief, along with another character by the name of Malator. So everybody loves Malator. Everybody loves narrator. So this time, everybody, you will have your opportunity at getting these narrator pins. As you can see, they match the same colors as those original Ghastly pins. You got red, you got like a pink color, green, and blue.
Yeah. I love him. He looks so narratory.
Yeah. So these pins will be available. And Heather, I want you to give us more data on when these will be available.
So this pin set will actually be available shortly after the Coven drop. We have not set a time just yet. Sorry, I had a kitten scratching my chair. We have not set a time just yet, but we will be setting a time very soon. So pay attention to your emails because I am so stoked about this set. I'm stoked about all of our anniversary sets. I'd like to elaborate on what Chris mentioned. So when we first started Mischief Toys, before we were Mischief Toys, we created, so Chris drew a picture of this little character that we call Ghastly, not the one that you see here, but our main character Ghastly, and we got stickers made of him, and our YouTube audience liked him enough that we like sent him out just to random people who wanted a sticker of him. And we eventually decided, you know what, he would be cool as an enamel pin. And we had a 4-pin set that consisted of Ghastly in different colors. Ghastly was in the original pin set, red, pink, green, and blue, just like you see on the narrator suits. And so this year we have been celebrating. We started off on our anniversary where we put out a Demonstro pin set, or a Mortem pin set, who were 2 other characters in the Mischief Toys universe. And for the Coven of Mischief, we did an exclusive Malator pin set, who's sort of a dark character that we don't really know too much about yet. So this is our second Coven exclusive anniversary pin set, which is phenomenal. We recently also did a Tiki pin set, and they have all been limited to 50 pieces.
Yeah, so this set is really special to us. Narrator was our first character aside from Ghastly, and he was very limited. He was a 150 count figure, piece count figure, and he, of course, is the voice of Mischief Toys. What's the LE count, Heather? 50 on these?
Yes,
50. Yep, so 50 pins only. Okay, sorry, I'm reading the questions.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, those are
only,
lagged.
50 only, and then we also will only have these available for those in the Coven of Mischief. So that means you have to get your Coven of Mischief membership in order to get your narrator pins.
These look amazing.
So I just want to also show this. Those are the pins underneath the black light. So they do have like a black light glow to them to include the eyes, their outfits that they're wearing. The one on the end, he's not as bright in the photo, but he's bright in person.
Is he?
I didn't even look. He was a bit more colorful in person.
That's
I remember
awesome.
when I was glowing them earlier. I took all these photos. Thank you. Loving the OG sets. I love them too. I think they're really great. It's fun to kind of go back to the beginning. That was sort of this year's, the mindset for this year was let's go back to the beginning and do, some stuff like we used to do it. And I never thought that we would return and sort of do colorways of that original pin set, but here we are, we're doing it. So that's really a really cool thing, at least for me personally. And I know that a lot of you guys are liking these as well. But again, that is not everything. So we also have something very special for those in the Coven of Mischief, for those, who are joining the Coven of Mischief for the first time. will have their opportunity, as well as those who have been in the Coven of Mischief. Heather, the item we're about to show, do you know the piece count on them?
We have not solidified that yet.
Okay, so this is what I'm about to show you is a work in progress. However, this is something that will be coming up over the next couple months.
Yes, it will definitely fall within this year. So anyone who signed up in January or who signs up in June for the Coven of Mischief, because the Coven of Mischief does open twice a year, we will have this available in this time frame. It should come within like a few months after sign up.
Yeah, so because we love the narrator so much, we decided that we would bring you a narrator resin. Now, this is something that we did preview to our patrons. So if you like seeing previews like this one, you can go to patreon.com/Gastlecast. And basically what you're seeing here, it's hard to really capture the greatest photo of him because of how dark red he is. I might see if we can't lighten him up a little bit so we can see his features a little bit better. But it's more of like a black into red. But that's him fixing his cufflink with his monocle on.
Judgy face. Very
judgy face, which is, so, the direction I really wanted to go in with this version of the narrator. He looks, bless you. He looks, super evil and everything. Again, not entirely sure of what the limited edition number on this figure.
It's very low.
It is very low.
I know that it will be very low.
But we're going to be doing multiple colorways, I think, of this. Is that true?
I don't know if we are for the first drop, but I would like to reuse this. We'll discuss that later.
Okay. So anyway, these will be available shortly after that Coven of Mischief sign up. Like I said, within like a couple months time, shortly after a couple months time. When I say that, it doesn't sound so shortly after, but I promise you.
It is.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it doesn't. Yeah. When you're saying a couple months, it doesn't sound like it's that close.
Yeah.
But it actually is. It's going to happen pretty quick. Not only that, but we also have more coming this year in terms of vinyl for the Coven of Mischief. So bless you, Heather.
Thank you.
So we are going to be doing more in the Coven of Mischief. We are bumping everything up and trying to do more, bring you more. You're signing up for this, and we want you guys to have some really cool shit to add to your collection. So that's what we're going to be doing. It looks like a Jello Ghastly. Yeah. Looks like ring pop candy. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. So resin's interesting. It does have like this fun kind of color to it. This one actually has like glitter inside of it. As you can see, there's like little glitter pieces inside of it. It looks really cool underneath a light. If you shine a light through it, I should have shined a light behind it and taken a picture, but to be honest, I didn't even think about that, but I have to give that a shot too. Maybe I'll do that for like a future photo for Instagram when we post this. But this figure, what you are not seeing, you may get a glimpse of what he's standing on, but he is actually standing on a Troublesque, and the Troublesque is the logo for the Coven of Mischief. And so I wanted him to almost be standing on a platform, which would be, so the way I see it is like he's in his evil like lair, and he's standing on like the Troublesque, right? That's like his super secret, super evil logo. It was once called, one point in time called the Coven of Mischief logo. And then eventually I came up with the word Troublesque. I think Peter helped me with coming up with the name, if I remember correctly. Peter has helped me a lot. Peter is the narrator. He's the voice of the narrator. So if you watch our content and you hear an English speaking voice, an English accent voice, it is Peter, the narrator, who is a wonderful man. He is a part of the Mischief Toys team, and we just absolutely love him so much. What's the quick recap? Frank Greening. So what's the quick recap? Well, we talked about Reckless Ben, and we showed a post by the CEO, the CEO's father, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs' father, who is Dan Mcneff. And Dan Mcneff is not very happy because he thinks that Reckless Ben and other YouTubers are causing harm, and his window was shot out, he claims. And he's saying that basically everybody needs to, I guess, maybe stop the it almost sounds like he's saying that this violence has been, incited
yeah.
by Reckless Ben, which it hasn't been. So we basically talked about that and that kind of all the bullshit with that. And then we talked about the Coven of Mischief, which the sign up, Heather, you can explain that again.
Sign up is on Friday, June the 19th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And one thing I have not mentioned is the Coven of Mischief will be $30 shipped within the US. So with your Coven of Mischief membership, not only do you get early access to some figures, exclusive merchandise, exclusive figures, and much more, you also get a coin, a really nice velvet bag, a sticker, and a stand to prove that you're in the Coven of Mischief. And anytime you see us at a convention, you're able to show us your coin and we will give you something in return while supplies last.
Exactly. While supplies last is right, Heather. So all that Coven of Mischief goodness will be available shortly after the sign up. Of course, that 4-pack pin set will be available immediately after the sign. Not immediately, but like the same day. The gold stuff that we showed, that will be very soon. And then the resin narrator figure will be available over the next month or two. We'll have more information about that. Those that are in the Coven of Mischief, you guys will have be fully up to speed on what the hell is going on. What I can say is, if you love Mischief toys and you want to know what's going on at SDCC, before anybody else, go and join up on our Patreon at patreon.com/Gastlecast. We will be sharing data there in our next Google Meet call with our patrons. We're going to show you all the things that we'll have to offer, to include a very special team up, separate from us teaming up with $7 a pop. We will be teaming up with another company that most of you are going to know exactly who they are.
And I think
you're going to be excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like sort of expected but unexpected.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited.
Well,
it is so
You think
cool.
it's expected? I don't think that.
I think no, if they know who we are, I think they'd be like, damn, like, why didn't I like automatically think of that? But I think it's going to be like really surprising. It's cool. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah. Mets fan 83, have Heather check her DM for a pic of the figure, much lighter. Made it lighter, show off the detail. Much love to you both. Love Mischief Toys. You have a picture?
Thank you. No. My messenger has been acting really goofy. I had it working earlier today and now it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's a nightmare. It's like it logged me out and I can't get back in again. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
But thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's a brand new resin that's coming out. Yeah. It's fantastic. Is the sticker the same as the one from January?
Yes.
Yep, sticker is the same. How long will the cover and sign up be up for? Do you have any idea?
However long it lasts, it's very limited.
Okay. So Heather will throw more information about the Coven of Mischief, the sign up and everything this week. So you guys will know. Go to MischiefToys.com, sign up for our newsletter, and follow us on all forms of social media at Mischief Toys. And also join our group on Facebook called Mischief Toys Collectors. It's a great group full of great people making all sorts of mischief. So go and check that out, my friends. You're not going to want to miss out on that. And that little gold pin and the gold lanyard, no date set for that yet, but I'm going to assume over the next, within the month?
Yeah.
So within the month of June, I think we'll be able to see those things as well. So lots of stuff to look forward to for the Coven of Mischief, which is something that I've been really passionate about. I want to get the Coven of Mischief more limited items, more special things, and bring you some cool stuff. Now, here's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to go out on a limb to say this, and I'm going to wait for you guys to tell me if I'm right or wrong once you are at SDCC, if you do attend, or once those photos start posting up all over social media. The item that we have
Oh
thing that we
my
have
God.
for SDCC.
Is it your new favorite? It's the best we've ever done.
No. It's fucking cool.
It is very fucking
And
cool.
I'm super excited about it. And in fact, it's one of those things where a lot of the times I have my hands in all of this stuff, and I sort of say, hey, this should look like this, that should look like that. I'm throwing stories together. I'm trying to make it all right. And this particular thing, I don't think I had much to do with it. It just sort of one day, I think it just showed up. I think it was just created by one of the artists. I don't know who made
Tracy.
it. Tracy. So I think Tracy just made it on her own. We didn't even talk about it, but it is fucking cool. And I can't wait to get it in the hands of those who are going to be at SDCC. And I know that not everybody can be at SDCC and not everybody can get the thing. Those who are there will be able to get the thing. And then down the road, if we have some left over, we'll figure out how all of that is going to work. It could work in some sort of mystery pin sale. That's usually what we do with the Troubless pins. We've had people in the past say, oh, well, you got the Troubless pins and it should be special for those who go to the event. Completely agree. That's why we try to find ways in which to land them in your hands. But, sometimes it has to be in a mysterious sort of way and just make it fair for those who are going all the way out there to visit San Diego to get their hands on those special items. We can't just throw the pins away because then we would be losing all sorts of, well, in this case, I guess not money, but we would just be throwing away good product, and I wouldn't want to do that. So we'll find ways in which to do it. So for those who are at home and are like, I can't make it to SDCC, how dare you? I can't afford it. Don't fret. I think we'll have a little bit left when we come home, and we'll figure out how we get those into the hands of those who do not have them. And we try to be as fair as possible with all of the things. $7 a pop is going to have a whole lineup of things that's Mischief Toys related. We will have more news about that. As I mentioned on Patreon, we'll talk about it on our next Patreon call. But shortly after that, we most likely will have a post where we're, letting it loose. But I think the Patreon call is great because we can kind of talk about it, give you some idea of where the direction came from, give you some backstory, some secret information that no one else has or no one else would know because it's coming directly from the Mischief Toys lair. But Mischief Toys and Gastlecast both really appreciate the support through our Patreon. It helps both of them in different ways.
So much.
And
Thank you.
it's just so great. And we hope that you go and check that out and join up on Patreon. But look, this is a lot. We went through a lot here tonight, both with talking about the whole bricks and minifigs thing, which we've enjoyed discussing and covering. Also Mischief Toys, the Coven of Mischief stuff. Coven of Mischief is so special to us. So we hope that if you have not joined up, that you go and join up this Friday. More details, Heather will, of course, have those in the email. But that's all we've got, right?
It's not. So we have two comments that I need to read.
Please.
Wenjamin says, such a chill cat. Yes. And Perez says, cats in heaven. Yes. This is, if you've attended this channel, followed us at all, you would know who this is. But if you have not, this is Fritz. He showed up at our door one day and he had a really big yucky wound on his head. And I had to call around to figure out, what to do with him. How can I fix him? I don't think that he'll let me pick him up. What do I do? Help. We did a TNR situation, got him his shots, got his head wound fixed up, got him antibiotics, and they neutered him. He got lost for like a whole month. They found him, thank God, brought him back to familiar territory because, man, I did not know this cat. I thought he was completely feral, and I thought that, even though I had only seen him for a few years, he never came up to me, but I helped trap him and stuff. All I could think about, not yet, all I could think about was, man, he's lost. He doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know where to sleep or get his food. I felt so sorry for him. I was so happy. I cried happy tears when they brought him. Long story short, he started coming around, and now almost 2 years later, he's my best friend.
There you go. Look at that.
He's the best guy.
He's a good kitten. So somebody in our group actually posted a photo of the Troublesque coin, and I wanted to show those who do not know what it looks like. So it actually says Covenant of Mischief around the bottom there, and that is the logo cut out, as you can see. That's the logo with some blood. That's sort of the that's the look of what's it, the theming that we've been kind of sticking with. We had a bloody Ghastly, we had a bloody coin, we had some bloody pins, and all sorts of cool stuff. And I want to do more bloody figures in the future as well. That's something that's in the pipeline, but that's the coin that you receive. You show us that coin at an event like at New York Comic Con, and we hand you something completely for free. If you're in the Covenant of Mischief, and you have to have a current Covenant of Mischief coin. Old coins do not work, unfortunately. Only the newest ones. And in fact, we keep track of that. We actually have a database that tells us who's in and who's out and that kind of a thing. So if you want to join, this Friday is your time to join the Covenant of Mischief. Highly recommend that you do. It's a great thing, and a lot of really cool exclusive pieces in the Covenant of Mischief. But that's all we've got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, hanging out with us. I know tonight there's actually the UFC fight is going on. The 250 UFC fight is going down right now.
That's what they say.
And it looks like a lot of people are watching it. A lot of my friends have been messaging me all night about watching it. But we're running off. It's time for me to go to bed. I got work tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to go and get myself all straightened out and get myself ready to rock and roll. Yes, of course. Thank you, Keith. 42 likes. What the fuck? Hit the like button. Don't forget us. There's a lot of people here. A lot of people going in and out of the chat. Please hit the like. We would really appreciate it. All right, everybody. We love you. We'll see you in the next one. We appreciate you. Have a good week and be good to each other.
Bye.